when you're most afraid and you jump, that's when you succeed the most.
Right. And I think, Brendan Fraser this year, here's a guy.
There you go. Great.
He was,
great.
he used to have a rocking body. And he did these things, and then he, as the business, those offers stopped, dried up, and he went through a divorce too. That cost him
everything.
And, he was doing those autograph shows, which I do, and I'll do more. I
too.
love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yes.
I love those.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great.
But then he gets this opportunity with this movie, The Whale, and you just can't not root. Him and Jamie Lee Curtis winning. Jamie Lee Curtis, that meant a lot. That meant a lot.
So
Isn't
cool.
that crazy?
Yeah.
So cool. And what's his name who won from Goonies?
Oh, yeah.
that guy. I know. It's that
22 years
Yeah.
without an audition.
Dude, how about that?
Wow.
22
years.
years. Talk about getting a phone call
Yeah.
and then winning an Academy Award, guys.
And didn't he have, wasn't that his second phone call? Because back in the day when he was a kid, didn't Steven Spielberg
Yes,
or
you're
somebody
right.
call
Called him for Goonies.
like that?
You're
okay,
right.
that's enough to retire. I'm like,
You're
oh my
right.
God,
Is
that's
that
just one
right,
time.
dude. You're right.
But
Indiana Jones and Goonies, like that, it doesn't
know.
get better than
I
that.
know.
No,
I know.
When it comes
And
to
then-
career.
Come on,
Well,
and then
around.
everything happening all at once everywhere. Literally, those are his three movies.
and Encino
Yeah.
Man. I think he
You're
was
like-
with Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, but that was a
Perfect.
very small. I mean,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
where he had actually like
Role, meaty
Yeah.
role.
Oh,
yeah.
my
unbelievable pinches of power. Pinches
Yeah.
of power. Goonies.
And I love they talk about losing their insurance. During COVID, a lot of people. Sharon Stone lost her. I
lost my insurance.
I lost mine. They
Yeah.
SAG just decided to cut
Yeah,
everybody's
no, they
insurance.
did.
Yeah,
They
wait,
did.
what is that?
Yeah.
Like during when everything's shut down?
Yeah, when
The most
you need it.
important
How
time.
Yeah.
are you? That's
Yeah.
bizarre.
Don't even get me started.
You know, I'm
but
really-
I love these stories because you say when Jamie Lee Curtis won this year, I was like, I'm connected to her. You know how you feel? You root for your friends.
course,
I
of course.
just seen her. We just done a selfie in a parking lot, and I said because there's a little of me. Not I'm taking credit
true.
for it,
No, you're absolutely
but
right.
It's possible.
It's energy.
It's
energy,
possible.
Tom.
Yeah.
It's energy,
I
Tom.
know,
Yeah.
Tom,
It's all
you're
energy.
right.
I'm going to tell you why I'm in Hollywood real quick. When I got out of high school in Ottumwa, Iowa, it's a farming town, and I'd always dreamed I wanted to be on TV one time because I thought everybody in my hometown will like me if I'm on TV one time. Turns out that's not true. But I started working on the kill floor of a meatpacking plant. And I worked there for 3 years, and I tried to save money to go to college because I went, if I get to University of Iowa, I'm going to have a chance because they have a stage. And about third year, I'm like, yeah, this is not going to happen. I started seeing there were people that love working there because it's a good job. They had benefits. And I go, the reason they have families or whatever, I got to learn to love this job. And I went out drinking with my buddies one night at our little disco, and I walked out on the street, and Andy Kaufman was standing there. Now,
Really?
Andy Kaufman, who I worshipped as a comedian from Taxi and whatever, was 20 miles away staying in a place called Maharishi International University studying meditation. And he was wrestling women at that time. And he came to Ottumwa, to the Coliseum. We have a lot of women's wrestling events. And
You are
he
from a
paid
tough
them.
town, huh?
Yeah, he paid them to stay. He paid them to stay later and wrestle him. And they took the whole crowd to Happy Joe's Pizza in school buses. And I heard that. I'm like, that's the guy I want to be. But I saw him on my street, so I knew. I was trying to figure out how do you get from Ottumwa, Iowa to Hollywood. And I went, oh, this guy came from Hollywood to Ottumwa, Iowa. It must be possible.
Wow.
And so
That
little,
is awesome.
those little moments, you
Yes,
got, okay.
That's no crazy. The fact that you saw Hollywood in your hometown
Yeah.
clicked in your brain,
Yeah.
and that means I can get there.
Yeah, well,
super cool.
And growing up,
Love that.
The only time we heard our dad, he was a single dad, he worked hard, really laugh, was when there was a Bob Hope special on. And Bob Hope was a comedian.
Oh,
that
I
had
remember.
these
I
kind
did
of
two
risque-
Bob Hope
Okay.
specials. Yes.
Well, I said to myself, whatever Bob Hope does, that's what I want to do because I want to make my dad laugh.
My
so
God.
one of the first things I did in Hollywood was a Bob Hope special.
Did you?
Wow.
Yeah.
I
And
did
he
Bob
called
Hope
my
Christmas special.
dad.
I did the soft shoe with him.
Oh, you did?
I did.
I had to wear.
So he actually called your dad?
He called my dad. He sent him all this stuff, and I was like,
way.
"Okay, that's it. There's no more."
I was about to
there's
say,
no
that's
more
like
gold.
it. Yeah, that's it.
You know.
My
That's the
God,
full
man.
story right
But,
there.
you
The
know,
turn- the
Bob
whole-
Hope,
Yeah.
He's amazing, dude.
Yeah.
Bob Hope, the iconic people that we just. We're
It's
we're
shocking to
we're
people
not,
we've met.
We're not replacing them, you know.
No.
I mean, it's just like I remember I was saying earlier on we were talking. I mean, I got to do comedy with George Burns and Milton Berle. I
Oh
got
my
to
God,
do
that's
comedy
so great.
sketches. I tap danced
Yeah.
with Sammy Davis Jr.
That's crazy.
Like literally had a routine
Yeah.
with him. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? That's crazy.
Yeah,
like
it is
I
crazy.
didn't even think about that. I worked with Carl Reiner.
Yeah.
You know, I
Love
mean,
Carl Reiner.
Yeah, me too.
Love Carl Reiner.
He directed me in a movie I did with John Candy called Summer Rental.
Oh yeah, that's
I
right.
love
That's
that
right.
movie.
Did you work with John Candy?
I worked with John
How
Candy.
about that deal?
I know, dude. I played his son.
Yeah.
He was one of the coolest guys
Yeah.
ever. Ate in his trailer every day.
Yep.
He was doing the Pritikin diet at that time.
Oh
'cause
my
he was
gosh,
trying
that's
to loan down,
great.
remember back in the 80s? And literally, I caught a flounder off a pier while filming that movie.
Yeah.
The chef cooked it, and Carl Reiner ate it in John's trailer with me at lunch.
Oh,
he
that's
ate the
amazing.
flounder I caught.
That's
yeah,
amazing.
dude.
That's so
but
cool.
it's just, you have these amazing things, and you have the ups and downs, and you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
We all have places that we want to get back to, we want to go, places
Right.
we haven't gone. I know. I feel the hope that I'm going to get there,
Yeah.
and I love seeing
Well, we
that.
just have to stand up
Dude,
and do it.
I want them to make True Lies too.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
always said
well,
that.
you know, I
Well,
did the TV series, which was great
Right.
fun. They wrote.
Yep.
I went down there and
Looks
they
cool.
written a whole episode, and it was great. And in the movie, I say, "What kind of a sick bitch takes the ice cream trays out of the freezer?" That line is in there, and you see who it is. That woman who's still trying to.
No!
She is still
Great.
trying
Yes!
to kill
I love the
me.
payoff.
She's
Yes!
still trying to kill me. Real quick, Pritikin story.
Yes.
Chris Farley, one of my best buddies.
Yeah.
The best
man.
Yeah.
He was at Pritikin. Pritikin had a place in Santa Monica, and he went over there to lose weight. And I went to visit him, and they were like, they're testing your sugar. They're going to make, and we're sitting there, and I'm like, wow. Let's get out of here. And we went to La Dome. Remember La Dome on Sunset?
Oh, my God.
We ate every dessert.
Dude, wait, we make jokes that when Andy's like, he sends texts, we have an Elbros chain on our phone, and he sends texts, he's like, guys, I'm going to swing by, let's go hit La Dome. But he does this now.
I did
like it's
now.
been closed for 10 years.
That's really funny.
Like going out of the dome,
But
baby.
that's,
Yeah.
I was helpful with Chris with his substance abuse, but that was not helpful. Taking a guy that's losing weight, going, and then they checked his blood sugar as soon as he got back.
my
I'm like,
God.
where have you been? So anyway, that's good.
Oh my God, that is so funny.
Yeah.
Well, I want them to make a sequel. I know that for years they were
Yeah.
they were
Well,
fooling around with that, right?
They have a show now.
No, I know they have the show.
They had
Well,
a sequel written.
That's right. You said
They
this to
written
me.
and it ended with a submarine coming up on shore at the base of the Twin Towers, and then 9/11 happened, and Jim Cameron's like, I can't make terrorism funny right now, so they went on to other things. But but it's great. It's been fun to talk about it. And Arnold, I wrote a little movie with my next door neighbor kid. My next door neighbor up there, his dad is a billionaire in real life, and he had cerebral palsy. He was so small when he was born, but his dream was to be in an action movie. So his dad said, I'll finance a little action movie. You could write it with Eric Goris, is the kid's name. And then I called Arnold. I go, well, his real dream is True Lies, to be in that. And Arnold and Jamie Lee showed up to film.
No.
Which is
What?
crazy.
That is
like, this guy
insane.
had this kid was so excited. He had a girlfriend, Ariel Kebbel, but got to play his girlfriend, who was my daughter and soul played. And it was just incredible experience.
Are you serious?
No.
Where's
yeah.
this movie? I want to see
It's
it.
It's called The Kid and I think.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is it
But
out?
this
Is it
kid,
coming out? What's going on?
no, it was out. And it's
Wow.
funny because at the premiere, like Ben Affleck, all these guys, because the dad ran a poker game. Did you see Molly's game?
Yes.
Yeah, that was his game. So all these guys would come over to the house
my God.
and play high stakes poker.
it.
I
He's a
love Molly's
billionaire,
game.
so he could lose whatever he wants.
Right.
Molly's game was great.
It was great.
Yeah.
I love that movie. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's
Wow.
crazy.
Yeah.
Man. Well, I always I don't know. It's amazing to me that after all these years that you're still the same guy.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can still sit down at a table
Yeah.
and pretty much
Like,
pick up
think about
right
it.
where
I
we
know
left
you
off.
and
I feel the same about you guys.
I know you and
Yeah.
Andy communicate, but it's like we don't talk a lot.
Right.
I mean, but yet when you and I say
What's
family
life?
can
You know
be-
what I mean?
family
You go.
can be
It's
blood,
a journey.
Yeah.
That's
family
what
can
it
be
is.
blood, but
Yeah.
family can also be just that
Terrible.
distinction. Yes, just that. It's
But
true.
this is a choice that
This
we
is a
all
choice.
made
Yeah.
early on.
And there are certain friends that you make and that you feel connected to emotionally at a real deep level, and it's like family.
Yeah.
And no matter how much time goes by,
That's
those
true.
good friends, you literally pick it up with them like no time is.
That's
changed.
right. And that's all I
it
am
isn't
with you.
about
You
checking
guys,
in. We
yeah.
have to work on the relationship,
Yeah, it's
or
true.
you need
Yeah.
my time, I need your time.
Yeah.
It just is what it is. And
Yeah.
I feel like that with very few people. I know we do in our lives.
Yeah.
Very few. You are one of those people, dude. You're
Yeah.
the same great, amazing person that took our baby brother under your wings when he
Yeah.
was little. His
31 years ago.
Yes,
Oh my God.
yes,
Girl.
and I
Wow,
cannot
I know,
believe that
dude.
you are here. Thank you so much for watching this clip of the Brotherly Love Podcast.
For full episodes, go to the Brotherly Love Pod's YouTube channel, link in the description.
And for exclusive weekly bonus content, join our Patreon right now.
That's
right. There's a link in the description for that too. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Thank you.
Thanks.